Way. Hello, viewer. Today it's Wednesday. It is Pinch Punch, first of the month, 2023. That's November. I am Mr. Brown, and I trust you are all doing very well today. On this evening's live stream, we are discussing the goings on over the last couple of days in the entertainment and on the social media. It was a couple of days where stuff happened in Hollywood and even more bad stuff happened in real life. So, as I always say, if you've not shut down for the evening, as I always say, there is lots to get through. Shall we get those guests out? You know it. Let's do it. First up, watch out. War and Peace. It's the Star Wars novelist. It is the jester from Leicester. It is Emperor Kiplin.
Hello, Mr. Brown. Thank you
Hello,
very much
mate.
for the invite for the stream.
How are you, my friend?
Throat's a bit sore. Apart from that, yeah, I'm all right. Thank you very much.
I've got some nasal hair that's annoying me.
Wax. That's what you need. Wax.
Oh,
All up there, rip
just-
it all out, done in a second.
I've just pulled it and it's brought a tear to my eyes.
Better do it now than
Sneeze
when
'cause
we're
of
on
it.
when we're on doing the discussion, eh?
How's the book going, buddy?
Oh, it's going all right. Just editing, really, taking ages, but yeah, going well. Thank you very much. Shouldn't be too long since I got it done.
Oh, brilliant. It's great to have you on, mate. Should we get him out? Let's just get him out, yeah.
Shall we do it? I think
Yes. Yes. Okay, let me look at my script. I'm blind. Next, from a VPN far away, it's the golden reach around droid of choice. It is. I think it's got a new avatar as well. Zee-ThreePIO. Look at that.
How about that? Some AI shenanigans.
Oh, look at that, everybody.
Do you like the headphones?
Oh, I love the headphones.
They're so sexy and gold.
I will say it needs to go a little bit more to the left.
I'll tell Bing.
Yes. So, you good, my friend?
I'm not so bad at all, thank you. How are things?
I'm not too bad. Here you go. People are coming in hot already. So chat moved up. Look, here you go.
One. Thank you very much. I'd give you one too.
See, they are coming in hot. Smilex.
Ooh, look at that, Smilex.
Oh, yes. Look at that. Ooh.
Alex wants you to zoom him, so there's that.
I think you want a promise there, mate.
I am.
So, are you well, my friend?
I am. I'm very well, thank you very much. And looking forward to discussing whatever we're doing.
Talking balls.
Oh, my favourite sort of thing.
Okay. Shall we? Great to have you on. Shall we get the next bod?
Yes, bring them out, kicking and screaming.
Next, it's Zee's partner in crime. It is Professor Artoo.
Beep boop.
Beep bop boop beep beep beep.
How's everyone doing this evening? How are you, Mr. Brown?
Yeah, not bad. You?
I'm doing all right. It's going to be crunch time around here for the old jobby job, but you know, that's just the time of the year. Nice new cans you got there, Z. Like them.
Oh, thank you very much. I like your hat.
Well,
that
thank
mortarboard suits you down to the ground.
I'm feeling very left out. I've got the shittest avatar.
Yes.
He and I both got
we
ours from
are.
Bing, so
Top tip, everybody. Bing. So great to have you on R2. Shall we get the next person?
Right on.
Okay. Our next guest, let's just say echo. It is, and he's been knocking it out of the park with his video essays. Echo Chamberlain.
I mean, the All Blacks are intrinsic to New Zealand identity and culture, so them getting knocked out of the Rugby World Cup is not acceptable, but you've got a troublesome nose here, so I guess it's all relative.
Oh, 1 point. That hurts, doesn't it?
Unbelievable. Z, if they're going to remodel the Grammy Awards statuette, I think they could remodel it after
Oh,
you.
yes,
That would look
absolutely.
great.
They should model it after me. everybody gripping me tightly in their hot, sweaty hands.
Holding you aloft and wafting you around. Would be
Oh,
Z, who would you love to be held aloft with at the Oscars?
for legal reasons, I have to say Uncle Owen.
Uncle Owen. He was pretty aggressive with you. He did sort of push you around a bit. He was kind
He
of a
is.
dom.
I do
general.
like it rough. So, failing Uncle Owen, Michael J. Fox.
Fair enough.
Great to have you on, Echo.
Yeah, good to be on here. What an incredible morning to wake up to for me with Variety magazine's cover and then South Park and their takedown and then see the HBO thing.
Oh, what a day to be
Unbelievable.
alive! What a day to be
Incredible.
alive!
Paris is burning. I feel like we're on the right side of history, and it's been good to be ahead of the curve.
What a day to be alive! So, it's great to have you on, my friend. Shall we get the last person out?
Sure.
Okay. And last, but by no means least, he is the wise elder of the channel. You know the rest. He's the great mega geek himself, Ian David Diaz. And he's muted.
Hello. No, I'm here. I'm here. I'm not eating anything today. Because, not eating anything today.
How are you doing?
But I might actually pop and get something to eat. I'm doing all right, actually. How's everybody else doing? Okay.
Look, they're coming in hot. There we go. So chat moved up.
Oh, there we go. That's going to follow me to my grave, isn't it?
Yeah, you need to get some
Yes.
t-shirts. Look, there you go.
Be on the headstone, mate. That one.
We need to somehow get a combination of it's shit and 1 billion into one catchphrase.
That's Z's catchphrase, isn't it?
Oh, no,
Yeah, but
actually.
how do we
it-
merge them?
It belongs to another YouTuber. I just stole it and it's stuck.
Oh,
You
okay.
did it better. You do it
Oh.
better, though, don't you? You improved.
Yes, that's
Yeah, but
what's known as
do you
a
remember,
Stonewalled.
Yeah, but do you remember the show before the X Factor?
Hmm.
See, nobody does, but the X Factor copied it, and everybody remembers the X Factor. So there you go. So,
The show before
yeah.
the X Factor.
Yeah,
One
it was
billion.
called. What was it
I
called?
am voiceover
I can't
man.
remember, but it was the same thing. It was the same thing, and Simon Cowell ripped it off.
Oh, was
And
it like,
so
wasn't that Pop
everybody
Stars
remembers
thing?
the
Was
X
it?
Factor. That was it. Yep, that was it.
Yeah.
Oh, in that
he
case,
ripped them
I'm going
off,
to
and
steal it
everybody
and
remembers
claim
the
it
X
as
Factor.
mine from now on.
There you go. There you go.
It's taking on a life of its own.
Here you go,
That's
folks.
right.
Super chat. Nikki coming in hot. Nikki Rellan, £2, real money, allegedly. As Z always says, lots of cocks to get through. Okay.
Oh, yeah, and who remembers Michael Jackson stole the moonwalk from the guy from Chamberlain,
true.
didn't he? And he
Mhm.
made it. So there you
Jeffrey.
go. So there's loads of examples.
Somebody or other.
Dharma.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer.
Not
Yeah.
sure that one's right, but
Yeah, I'm just picturing this moonwalking serial killer.
Yeah, just dragging his victims into his apartment backwards.
Shall we proceed then, peeps? Yes.
Why not?
Okay, I will say, folks, first of all, good evening, chat. We can see you. TBA number 8. Number 8. I'm Fat Lady. If you have made it this far, enjoying this, please like, share, subscribe. And if you can read that, you are amazing. Please consider donating to the channel, links, blah, blah, blah. You know the drill. I will say also there is a Poel. Vote for your favourite spaceship out of the 4 on the list. And we're going to do a weekly spaceship porn thing, and then we'll do a winner towards Christmas. So you have got to the end to vote if you've not already done so.
And if sufficient people donate to the channel, then Brown will be able to afford to increase the font on that by about 10%.
You've heard it here, folks.
Variety is asking the question after so many years. It's so stupid, isn't it? It's like it was in trouble like 5 years ago. Do you know what I mean?
This
welcome
was
to
the
party.
this
Yeah,
was
exactly.
the thermonuclear bombshell that went off today, wasn't it, folks?
Really?
Mhm.
What a lot of bollocks. They are
Feels
what,
good.
It is just bollocks, isn't it? It's just rubbish. Just they've got nothing to
Um,
print now, so that's what they're doing.
Well,
Stupid
haven't
idiots.
they? Echo. Thoughts on this particular
Well, like I
cover?
was saying, it feels like we've been toiling away in the trenches for like at least a year, some of us even longer, on this theme, and now it's becoming into the mainstream. I feel like we were in Seattle in 1989, and then suddenly it's just grunge has exploded, and it's 1991 now, and so we're on the right side of history, and it feels good. And this is like I said today, it also said HBO. They had some shenanigans with people in the top tiers for creating fake accounts to try and diss critics online. And then you had South Park destroying Kathleen Kennedy, all in the space of a couple of days. It feels great. Paris is burning.
Kippers, thoughts?
It just occurred to me that I think Marvel, or the MCU rather specifically, and Star Wars have been sacrificed for wokeness by
At the altar, yes.
by order of some kind of death cult thing. It's like genocide of entertainment. It all has to die to make us all miserable. So the evil spirits puppeting Hollywood get to feed off our misery. That's what it feels like to me.
There you go, Simon Mills. You broke them. Well done, everyone from Miss. Well, I don't think I had any part in it. Mr. Brown, Critical Drinker, Gary, etc. Yeah.
We broke
Well,
them.
it's
They have
I
done
don't-
that themselves.
Yes, I'm saying it was. I don't. Variety is just stupid, aren't they? Everyone that's in the media in Hollywood, they're all dumbasses, aren't they? And they're all cowards as well. They're all scared to speak up because they all know it's bollocks, all of it, and they all. It's true. They all know it's shit, basically.
Yes.
And
The only reason this magazine's actually on shelves,
Exactly.
or
Yeah,
will
yeah.
be on shelves, is because they know that it can't be ignored anymore.
Well, it can be ignored, and they will ignore it. They're going to be making more films with stupid woke crap in it from this point on. So, do you know what I mean? It's they're gonna double down, in my opinion. But I think the jig's up for a lot of normies now. I've noticed because of South Park. So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the issue has just gotten so big now that even, like you said, they can't ignore it. There's been fringe people talking about this. There's been people on YouTube talking about this for ages, and now it's just gotten so big that they can't get in trouble with their overlords if they actually talk about this. So,
I mean, look at even Miss Marvel is a cartoon, not the blonde one. This other one. Look at how bad that costume is. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's like, why would you design a costume like that for any kind of hero at all?
Don't know.
It's stupid.
Because she's not allowed to look fit as Fook. Any of them. They're supposed to look horrible and dreggy.
Yeah, they're supposed to be wearing potato sacks, basically.
Yeah.
But
I
it's
thought
amazing how late they are in comprehending this. It's like
they're not late. They knew it. They knew it all
it's
along.
like Rose and Jack are freezing to death on that piece of wood in the ocean, and then the headline is the Titanic in trouble? Yes, we figured it out now.
Bree's not allowed to look beautiful for me.
They knew they were in trouble from day one. They knew it, but they ignored it. And a lot of people are in Hollywood believe in that religion, so they just forged on. That's the thing.
Any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, the MCU has been on a downward spiral since Infinity War in 2018. Almost every movie or TV series they've released has tanked. Their failures are starting to overwhelm their successes, and now this failure is in the mainstream. Variety, who would normally have protected Disney, looks like they've done the decent thing and just come out and done a Mega Geek and said, this is shit.
But hold on, it says, is Marvel in trouble? It's like, what you've been asleep for the last 10 years. Do you know what I mean? Everybody knows they're in trouble. That's what I'm saying. I just think they're still protecting them. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know what's written in there. I'm assuming it's going to be crap defending them. Do you know what I mean? And blaming us basically. That's what they're going to be doing. But you know,
It would be interesting to
care
read this
anymore.
article.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Think
it's
of
out there.
the,
I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but yeah, it's out there. You can get to it from their link and
Yeah, Gary was
X, Twitter,
going through it
whatever,
earlier. Yeah.
Think of the broader contours, like mainstream outlets that are quite cool and Hollywood-based, like Screen Junkies and their honest trailers. They totally dissed Ahsoka, and Pitch Meeting, he totally dissed Ahsoka. So it's becoming more mainstream now to diss this collective Disney kind of content. It's like listening to disco music in 1980 if you're still watching Marvel films now. It's passé.
It's going to be hard to ignore after the Marvels comes out.
Oh, you
Because
absolutely
it is
know
going to
that's
be
going to tank.
Yeah.
And of course, it will be straight white men who will be to blame for this.
I feel I'm to blame already, even though I will be going to watch it for Brie 18 trillion billion times. Still my fault.
I think it might just be one straight white man. I think his name is Feige. Is that how you say it?
He's an idiot.
Feige.
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 Fee, fi, fogey.
Halle, halle.
Okay, so that's the cover. Variety have been dropping tweets as well today. This is all mainly today, folks. I will say, yeah, Princess Fiona. It's the fans' fault.
But do you know what that should say? Actually, Marvel's in trouble because of the woke content they've put in their stuff for the last 10 years. That's what it should say. But they're not going to say that. They're not going to say it.
Yeah, Gary said it. He just kept repeating earlier the message, the message, the message, the message. So it's all that. So,
Intersectional feminism.
was it stick a what in it?
What? Stick a woman in it and make her gay and lame.
And lame. Yeah.
Okay, let's move on.
Oh dear. Did he not put this picture up on Sunday? It's the same picture.
Well, I took this today, and it says there 2 hours, and it's Variety, and normally I don't grab from Variety, so the answer is no, I think. The Marvels needed 4 weeks of reshoots to bring coherence to a tangled storyline.
Who's really going to go and watch this film? Anyone
Me.
at all in here
Me.
watching this movie?
My niece wants to see it, so I'll have to watch it with her, I guess.
Don't
So I
forget
don't
you're
really
gonna
want to see it.
make sure you do a live reaction video of you coming out, please, and we'll play it on here.
It'd just be a video of my niece videoing me asleep in the chair. That's probably what it'd be.
Yeah, and obviously saying it's shit. Here you go, Iceman, 274 million production budget. Oh.
Nice.
And that's like the Critical Drinker said yesterday, that if you factor in marketing and distribution, then that's pushing over 800 million. So and the film has been cut down allegedly to only about 88 minutes. So if, I think my math ain't too good, but doesn't that equal to about $10 million per minute of screen time?
Have they done the full budget with the marketing though? Because they know it's a donkey.
It is
Who knows?
indeed.
I mean, they've
But
cut like 5 different trailers, trying to get people to come see this, get people interested in it. I mean, they may not be spending the same amount they would normally spend on it, but I don't think they've abandoned it, as some people have said. There's still plenty of marketing out there.
Neil asked the question, 4 weeks of reshoots. So how much of the story is 4 weeks? All of it?
I think what they were trying to do was connect to the TV shows, and so I think they suddenly realized that nobody had watched the TV show, so no one was going to understand the film. I think that's what it was. But
I have the alleged leaked plot is on 4chan, and I have it in front of me, and it's a page of unmitigated gobbledygook. It's insane. I can't believe any human beings would create this.
Trevor Lololol. The 274 mil is from September 2022. Budget much higher now. Yeah, I bet it's pushing 400.
Yeah, pretty likely.
I bet it's pushing
much
400.
higher.
Jesus.
So they've released
money?
extra trailers. They've released like an actual action scene from the film. They put that on, and they've teased all these like post-credit scenes and everything. So they're just throwing everything at you. It has the feel of a divorced dad who hasn't seen his kid in a month, and he's like
Yeah.
super desperate to say, "Oh, we're gonna go to get pizza, and then we'll go do mini golf, and then we'll go to the cinema. It's gonna be great. Come on, buddy." That's what it feels
How
like.
much money do Disney have to lose before they get the message?
Not that message.
They're gonna lose a lot on this one. I mean, if you put that together, if you put the numbers together and you figure the amount that they actually get from tickets from both domestic and foreign markets, they're gonna have to break $1 billion just to break even. And there's not a chance in hell that's gonna happen.
Here you go. Ian's in the chat. Actually, the Mega Geek. I'll just wear a t-shirt with "It's shit" on it and get some Z's in.
No, I'm starting to think that they might have learned that lesson already. I don't know if you saw the news today, but they're getting in new writers for Blade.
On the way, mate.
We'll talk about that in a minute then.
We'll get
Does
there.
that mean that Blade's been like completely written off the board and then restarted, or are they trying to
Yes.
salvage what they've done?
Yeah, a lot like Daredevil.
Oof.
I wasn't
dear.
gonna do the Blade story. I'm glad I did now, because it's quite significant, isn't it?
Who's in Blade anyway? Who's in Blade? Is it that guy
Don't
from Green
know.
Book?
Gosh, who did they say they were going to have? Mahershala Ali? Is
Yeah,
that the
he nearly
actor?
walked. Apparently,
Yeah, he was in Green Book.
Yeah.
He was in Green
Oscar
Book.
winner, by the way.
Yeah, so
Oscar winner,
but they should just get Wesley Snipes back.
and get
Yeah,
you
that's
to
what they should
direct
do.
it.
He's still fit.
Would you direct
I'd love
it?
to direct Blade, man. I'd love it, mate. Love it.
Here you
But I won't
go,
be able
Nicky
to
Relhan.
do what I want to do. I want it woke.
Who would like to say this? Who would get the most pleasure from saying that?
Not me.
Nobody.
And a fucking chicken to make a gay and lame.
Can I read you just a couple of random sentences from the alleged plot synopsis?
Spoilers,
yes,
everybody.
Please.
Spoilers.
Okay. Dar Ben attacks and severely damages the Peak. Fury orders an evacuation, but learns there are not enough escape pods for the entire crew. Fury allows a litter of Flurkins to eat the crew, safely storing them in the pocket dimension in their stomachs, and launches the Flurkins to Earth.
What?
So who wouldn't want to go see that?
Oh yeah, they've released that alternative movie poster recently, haven't they? With all
Yep.
the cats
Yeah,
on it.
All the cats.
Pussies, yeah.
All
Yeah.
Flurkins, yep. I think I saw Mr. H reviews. I think was the one that I saw that was breaking down the script and
Yeah.
just stunningly terrible.
I think I've watched like 3 videos on
I
YouTube
don't know
now,
that
people talking about the script leaks, and every single time I've just tuned out and not listened to
Well,
a single word they've said, so I don't know what
I-
don't know what they're talking about.
I
Can't
like
blame you.
pussy, but that's pushing it in my book.
Mm.
Ian?
But you know what, right? I was listening to Mr. H, and that guy looks like a thug, doesn't he? He really does. It looks like he could beat the crap out of you if you meet up with
Well,
him.
yeah, you call it when
I
you
don't
speak to
know.
him, it's sir.
he
He's a
does look like a
powerlifter.
thug, though, I've got to admit. Oh, is he? Oh.
Yeah.
Mr. H, you're more than welcome to attend one evening, amigo. But anyway, shall we proceed?
Let's.
Why not?
Okay.
Oh God.
This is, here you go. It's a sidestep, by the way. It's Brie. Reports Brie Larson's The Marvels now tracking for atrocious 45 to 50 million opening weekend. Oh, fuck.
It's gonna be bad. Gonna be bad.
Well, you know, I mean, yeah. Well, all they had to do was put this girl in a really sexy costume, get rid of Kamala
cleavage.
Khan, whatever his name is, hire someone that's really hot, put her in a nice sexy costume as well, get rid of that stupid woman, what's her name, Rambo, whatever her name is, get Halle Berry
Monica
in,
Rambo.
put her in a sexy costume, and then you're laughing. The whole film would make a crap load of money.
They can't have sexual appealing women or characters generally anymore, though, because that goes against the whole ESG philosophy, doesn't it?
You
And that's
cannot-
the thing that rules over everything now.
You cannot piss the ugly ones off. There you go. Ujbala, put a fucking chicken in and make her queef.
I pay
film
that.
with
I
a
checked under my bed
character-
last night. And she wasn't there. She wasn't there.
A film with a character hardly anyone remembers, with two co-leads no one really understands where they fit in or where they come from, utilizing a plot device that no one understands. To fight an enemy, no one knows who they are.
Here you go. I do love new faces. Adam Jones. Ian is clearly a director.
And tell you where the shops are. That's the director I am.
They did the whole power swapping thing in Fantastic Four 2 Rise of the Silver Surfer. And it was crap then.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
look at that.
why use that mechanic again? I don't get it.
Rennie L in the chat. Put Brown in it and make it lame. Oh, Jesus. Cheers, Rennie.
As I said, right, they know what to do, but they're refusing to do it. And it's ludicrous. And they're expecting to make money.
They just want to please the 2% of the population who have got no money. They don't even they don't even spend anything on merch. They don't even go to see it themselves, but they're just the loudest voices on Twitter. So they're making it for them.
So is
I don't get it.
Is it social media that's caused all this then? The advent of social media and everyone being this vocal minority online when they screech and cry about things they don't like, and suddenly these Hollywood companies are like, oh my God, what do we do? What do we do? It's
data driven, mate.
Yeah.
No, it's basically been in the making since the 70s. This nonsense, it really has. I remember going for interviews at the BBC, and could I meet? Was I interviewed by a straight guy? Never. Do you know what I mean? So it was brewing for a very long time. In fact, they were called the Pink Mafia in the BBC. The people that were in charge.
We've got the pink. Was it the Pink Times over here now?
Yeah, well, it stemmed from there, and it just got bigger and bigger and bigger in the industry, especially in England. So it's been in the making for a very long time.
Here you go, folks. Iceman, the virtue signaling mob calls this. Studios are scared shitless. Sword and Storm. No, it's because of all those nasty letters Cartman wrote.
Yeah.
So we're all wrong, everybody. Okay. So anybody going to go see it other than Ian and myself? Echo, you'll be going to see this. Do a review, yeah?
Jeez, I don't know. I'd feel so weird in the cinema. Just sitting there surrounded by empty seats.
I was going to say, you won't have to worry about anyone seeing you there.
I guess so, but I just worried there'd be some smattering of people who might idly speculate why I might be sitting there.
It's a payday, though, isn't it, for YouTubers?
Yeah.
Do it.
I guess it is.
It is.
Yeah, people are going to make a lot out of this film, aren't they? Probably more than the film's going to make for itself, I think.
It's sad, isn't it?
Easily.
Well, there'll be more interest in the original takes and approaches of YouTube videos about the Marvels than there will be actually about the Marvels itself.
Ian, don't forget video of you coming out saying it's shit, please.
And
just hold a placard and write it on your verdict on it without saying anything.
Shall we move on?
Mecha Geek's 2-word reviews.
Yeah, 2 seconds. That's it.
Here you go, folks. Another variety. In the wake of Jonathan Major's legal troubles, I'll just say innocent till proven guilty, Marvel executives discuss backup plans, including pivoting to another comic book adversary, like Doctor Doom.
They've got no clue, have they?
No, I mean, where would they even go with that?
Exactly.
I mean, if they've got Captain Marvel can just wipe the floor with Doctor Doom. It's over. Also, they have to keep making excuses for why she's not around or where Gaia went from the secret whatever series.
Also, they made Kraven the Hunter. It's like, what? Are you stupid? That's a villain. Why would you make a film about Kraven the Hunter? He's like a B-list villain at best for Spider-Man. Do you know what I mean? You're making a whole movie over Kraven the Hunter that really nobody knows who the hell he is.
Here you go, Princess Fiona. Make Doctor Doom a chick and make her gay.
Doctor Doom probably be black, wouldn't he?
Possibly.
Most likely. And a woman.
Yeah.
Gay?
Did you say gay or K?
Gay, perhaps.
Well, I think Velma just hit the nail on the head there.
Oh, here we go. Not seen. Channel favourite, Velma Dinklage in the chats. Doctor Doom. Good to see you back. Doctor Doom will be a gay woman on week and named Doctor Gloom. Brutal.
Please.
Let's not forget, Jonathan Majors was chosen because everybody seemed to like him in Loki on the Twitter.
He was chosen because he was black. Let's face it. It's true. He was chosen because he was black.
It's a shame you're not chosen, isn't it? For the same reason, Ian.
I'm not dark enough, mate. That's the problem. I'm a different kind of black, unfortunately.
Is anybody still watching Loki?
Yeah.
Yep.
We're still not hating it, are we?
Don't hate it. Don't like it. I don't hate it. It's something I have on in the background.
He's not very good in it, is he?
No.
Hardly anything happening.
Echo, are you watching Loki?
No, I've never gravitated towards Loki. I was just thinking about DC in the studio 6 months ago and them shaking their heads collectively and saying, "Oh, that Ezra Miller is so problematic." At least we've got someone sensible like Jonathan Majors coming up to make sure everything's going to be fine.
It's shit, everybody.
And then Amber Heard, she's also going to be fine. She's locked in. She's going to be great.
Another variety tweet. One person familiar with the Blade scripts changes says the story at one point morphed into a narrative led by women and filled with life lessons. With Mahershala Ali's Blade relegated.
Mahershala.
Sorry.
To the fourth
Relegated to the fourth lead in his own movie.
Does anyone anywhere, even the normiest of normies, expect anything different from this company anymore when a film gets announced and released?
Absolutely not. They
There
also
you go,
have a
Jim
bit of a
D.
habit.
There you go. I think he'll quit as well.
Yeah, they have a bit of a habit of naming projects after characters and then making that character like less important than somebody else in the movie or TV show.
Or die.
Or die.
Like He-Man.
Oh God.
Iceman, put a chick in it and make her fucking gay.
Yeah, this movie is a poison chalice, Blade. I mean, it's gone through 5 writers, 2 directors, and 6 weeks of shutdown before it even started production.
But the thing is, though, you've got the material. I don't understand why they're having such a hard time. You go to the Marvel comics, see what they've done. The material's there. It can't be that hard, surely, to come up with a really good script.
Just follow the source material, pick one of the top stories, and adapt it. It's that simple.
Why does he look like Linford Christie?
He's a good actor, you know. He's a really good actor.
Yeah, Oscar winner, apparently.
He is, yeah.
Terrific.
I don't think they'll be able to top Snipes, though, because he was a proper martial artist as well, wasn't he? So he really
Yeah, it's great.
They should really get Snipes back. I mean, Snipes got a really good stuntman that actually looks like him. So, just get him in there and what you need is, because like it's like I don't know. Look, he might make a good Blade, but everybody knows Snipes is Blade. Do you know what I mean? So
the de-aging these days is amazing as well. So I'm sure you could do it. In a film like that.
Snipes doesn't look old at all. He looks the same.
If you see him, he does look a little bit older. I've got to admit. But you could even get around that by sort of setting it in the future as well, which would be amazing. That'd be a great twist on it.
Yeah, I guess.
Spilex, Snipes' accountant was very creative.
Yeah.
Not creative enough to keep him out of jail.
Yeah, not quite creative enough.
He's made a comeback though, and he hasn't made films lately. But he was in Coming to America 2. He was in the Expendables, wasn't he? And he was other films as well. So He's made a comeback after he's come out of jail. It's not like it stopped him.
I don't think that's anything to be ashamed of personally. There's a lot worse that you could be stuck in jail for, and then especially since taxation is theft. So I'm kind of on his side.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I can't believe 4th lead in his own movie.
Yeah, but we don't know if this is true. If it is true that Hollywood's gonna do a big U-turn, then yeah, maybe that's not going to happen now. You know, so
He was supposed to be replaced with a female as well, wasn't he? The character was supposed to be swapped out for a girl at some point of the film.
Was she gay?
Probably.
And
Gay
like
lesbian, half vampire. Oh God, covering a lot of bases there.
intersectionality. It's perfect.
Blade is a good character. He just needs a good screenplay
Yeah.
to help him along. So
Blade 2 is a fantastic movie.
it's a good movie.
Absolutely fantastic movie.
Mm. A lot
It's a
of
stream
horror
killer.
I think it helps
Mahershala
a lot.
Ali he's a pedigree actor. He was in Moonlight. Why does he want to
Yes.
be at the arse end of a fading genre?
Because of money. He's been, you know what he
Perhaps
goes,
he likes Blade.
he says, look, I don't want to be involved in superheroes. I don't want to do that. And they just give him a bucket load of money. And he goes, oh, well, maybe. And that's that.
Here you go, Neil. Blade's daughter was supposed to take the lead.
There you
Not
go.
surprised. Not
Oh,
surprised.
fuck me.
Is she gay?
She's lame. That'll be enough.
Rennie, I'll put brown in it and make it lame. Cheers, Rennie. Shall we move on? It's very
Yeah.
depressing, this, isn't it?
This is what Hollywood wants. They want to make us miserable. They don't want to entertain us. They don't want us feeling great when we walk out of the cinema. They want us feeling just awful about reality. That's what they want. So
Welcome.
Especially if
off.
you're a white man.
oh yeah,
How could they bring
welcome.
back the original crew?
Another Variety dropped tweeter. Sources say there have been talks to bring back the original gang for an Avengers movie. This would include reviving Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man and Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow, both of whom were killed off in Shite Game.
Fuck off! Don't
What-
do it.
This has already really been rumored as being part of like their Secret Wars movie or whatever, right? It would be a
Yeah.
multiverse thing.
Yeah.
And they would pull in characters, even ones that were dead, pull in versions from other, like the X-Men Fox movies and stuff.
I think they're going to abandon the multiverse now because it's become a
Bullshit.
meme. It's become everybody knows that if you can't write a script, just put a multiverse in it. So I think they might abandon that idea.
When's Rebecca Gold multiverse on its way?
There is no multiverse in Rebecca Gold. None. But she is gay though, so but she's not lame. There you go.
Okay.
The multiverse thing, one more casualty of the South Park episode from last week.
Yep, absolutely.
Perfect
There could be a
casting,
multiverse though, Ian, because you've got two Rebecca Golds. So
I
they could
know.
have, like,
No,
you could have a meeting like the two doctors further down the line.
not going down that road, mate. Not
A
going
regeneration scene needed.
No, you just got to accept it's the same person.
Yeah, but think of the possibilities, mate. They're both hot women. Get them together on screen at the same time. Let chemistry happen. You know what I'm talking
Fucking
about?
scissoring.
Pretty sure they'd like
Put
to
two women in it and make them gay.
yeah.
What about two Rebecca Golds, one cup? I'd pay to watch that.
Oh, God.
You know, the first time I saw that, I almost vomited.
I've never seen it anyway. I don't
Have you
want
never
to talk about
seen it?
No.
It's
First
just
time.
Get
How many
demonetized.
times
No,
have
no,
you
get
seen it?
demonetized.
Twice.
Please don't.
I saw it
Please don't.
twice.
Demonetized, please don't.
Yeah. But what perfect casting as Iron Man, though, Robbie Downey Jr. He was
Oh,
brilliant
yeah.
as Iron Man, wasn't he?
But
He
no,
brought
you've
another
got
dimension to
Riri
it.
Williams. You got Riri Williams, who's even more. He's even more awesome and brilliant. So
Stole
Ironheart,
everything
let's
as
just
well,
go with
didn't
that.
she?
Yeah.
Riri Williams, get the hell out of here. Get out of town.
Get in the
Seriously.
bin.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, but this
another
is a year in
girl.
which we've had three strong young teenage technology geniuses, and Riri Williams, the daughter in Ant-Man Quantumania, who's also a
And
teenage
Shuri.
technology genius, and
Yeah,
in Robin Hood, there was
Never
a
saw
young,
it.
a teenage technology genius who's also designing a backpack. So we're well stocked, Robert Downey Jr.
But do you
We
know
don't need
what,
you back.
right? Do you know what, right? They could have made all of this work if they did it properly. Do you know what I mean? If they, I do believe in diversity. I do believe that, you know, diversity
So do I.
thing. And but the thing is, though, if they did it right, it would have worked so well. But they didn't. All they wanted to do was be lazy and take characters that was beloved for over 50 years and destroy them. That's all they wanted to do. Bunch of idiots.
Rennie, 2 browns, 1 brie. Star Trek, the original series, was diversity done magnificently, as we always say.
They deliberately did that, didn't they? That they had the Russian, they had the black girl, and the thing. He wanted to do that, right? He said it was the future, and everybody gets on. So that's the thing. But as I said, right, they could have come out very well if they did it right. But all these people, they hadn't got a clue. They got no imagination, no talent. It's crazy.
Well, and no female character can actually earn their place. They can't actually earn their powers. They have to just be powerful, and then they're being held down by somebody.
Yeah.
They just do that over and over again in these stories, and it's terrible. It's terrible.
Or Kamala Khan, who got her powers in the post.
Amelia Bedelia, diversity is a I'll start again. Diversity is a gimmick. It won't last.
Forced diversity.
Yeah.
Forced,
You're talking about forced diversity. Yeah, it's wrong. But you know, I actually believe that there should be more people of color and more women on screen. Definitely believe in
but
that.
not sloppy seconds.
But yeah, exactly. But the way they're doing it is so wrong. It's so bad. So anyway, whatever.
If you start with original, good quality
That's
storytelling, and then it's diverse from there as a byproduct or whatever, that's fine. But if you start with the mentality that we're going to have a story which features diversity, and then you go from there, then that sucks. And if your diversity is disproportionate, that also sucks. And if your diversity is incongruous, like you have a black Viking in the 11th century, or you have a black Anne Boleyn, then that's a load of bollocks.
It is bollocks. Totally. It's like nobody. I do this thing every Thursday, Doctor Who thing. Nobody will say the Doctor being black is wrong. Nobody. Only me. I'm the only one that says it.
You're the only one who's allowed to.
And everyone's allowed to say it. For God's sake.
If we say it, we get called a.
Well, if you let them call you and you accept it, then yeah, but you shouldn't be afraid to speak your mind. That's what they're aiming for, trying to stop us from speaking our mind. I saw this thing on Facebook where this little black woman was teaching, and she called this guy a man or him, and he's wearing a wig, right? This big black guy, like 6 foot, wearing a wig, and he's like, "You should respect my pronouns." And he was right in her face, and I couldn't believe it.
I saw that.
You're a bloke. Sit down. Do you know what I mean?
She was about
madness.
4'2". He was about 19'10".
I couldn't believe it. I'm like, what is this guy on? What is he on? It's crazy.
Estrogen. That's what he's on. Let's move on. Okay, another variety. It's a bit of a variety special. They've done my work today. Here we go. So, some final effects for such Disney minus series as WandaVision and She-Hulk Attorney at Law were inserted after their streaming debuts. What? Fuck.
Not surprised.
You go 1 and 0. Oh, Christ.
And the thing is, right, these two actresses are really good actresses. Do you know what I mean? This girl on the right, I saw her in this show. I can't remember.
Tatiana Maslany.
What's the show called? She played like multiple people, and she's a really good mimic. And
Orphan Black.
Orphan Black. Yeah, she's amazing in Orphan Black. And then they stick her in this shit. And it's like it's shit. So I don't know.
It's not done a career any favors, has it?
No, it hasn't.
The overall cost for She-Hulk, $225 million.
I know, 25 mil an episode
For that crap.
Madness.
Yeah, some were 25 mil episodes. Can you believe it?
This is like the equivalent of video games having DLC after they've been released to try and fix things wrong with them, isn't it?
That must have been one hell of a fucking buffet table.
I will say this. I'll always say this. There's nothing wrong with fancying women
Green
and
bitches.
having good-looking women and having them on screen and them wearing sexy stuff. There's nothing wrong with it at all. So I don't understand where all this stuff is coming from.
Big folks, Jim D. Perfectly reasonable use of 225 million.
I want 225 million.
How much did they pay for the twerking scene?
Just the
free.
Just one of those two would do me. 2 million would do
I
me.
know.
I'm not greedy. 2 would do.
Crazy. They had all that source material, and this is what they could come up with.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of the
people that are writing it just don't have a clue, do they? They've never read the source material. They don't know what the characters are about.
Well, that's exactly right. I mean, both of these series went through rewrites, and every time you do a rewrite, regardless of what they've done on the VFX, they have to start again from scratch because they've changed the scene, or they're using a different angle or a retake. They've gone back and said, "You will use this bit instead of that bit," and then they've got to redo all the effects again.
They're
overworked.
You go, Princess Fiona, Tatiana Maslany, overrated as Book.
No, she's a good actress. As I said, in Orphan Black, she was amazing. She played so many different parts, and they were really all of them were different. And
you go, Melvin Deeply. Hello, Melvin. Original Star Wars cost 11 million.
Yeah. When I see budgets for all these things, and they go like 80, it's going to take 80 million this weekend, and whatever. My brain just automatically goes back to 1990 or 1991, whenever it was released, and Terminator 2, and I found out that the entire budget for that very expensive movie at the time was 60 million. And I thought, whoa, 60 million! My God, that was kind of unheard of at the time. Now you're just for inflation, and it's just completely overblown, and the films have just got horrendously crap by comparison.
You look at She-Hulk, and the way they've animated her, it looks like something from 1991.
Apparently I sigh too much on these.
I don't blame you though.
Yes,
kind of hard not to.
I've taken. I'll start again. I have taken the laboured sigh. I've made it an art form.
Chenny can't put that on a t-shirt.
It's every fucking stream, isn't it? There's just no good news.
If they're going to do post-release effects and work on the show, they could have at least sort of made Daredevil be Daredevil and swing home after he shagged across the rooftops. Like proper Daredevil would.
Iceman, how the fuck did Nolan make Oppenheimer in 100 million?
Well, I think all the actors are willing to take a pay cut to work on a Nolan film.
Yeah, they did.
They'll probably get a little bit of the end take, won't they, as a thank you, I would imagine, as well.
Plus, you could not show the actual explosion, you twat.
Could have been better, that part, but never mind. Mr. Brown, Silence. Let's move on.
Move along.
Sean Levy says Logan is canon to the story of Deadpool 3.
Good. Shut up, mate. Just bloody show us the film. We don't care what you're saying.
Yeah. Why would we care about this? Logan's a different story set in the future. Why should this film have anything to do with that?
Yeah.
It's multiverse again, isn't it? This
probably. So I've heard this is something to do with the multiverse. Yeah.
That's it. You go. As soon as I did that, at the same time, multiverse. Yeah.
The average punter has lost any sense of cohesion about multiverses, timelines, phases. So nobody cares about cross-pollination or any of this crap anymore.
Yeah, it's true.
Somehow Wolverine. I was going to say Listerine then. Returned. Somehow Listerine returned. Shall we just go home?
I mean,
It's
I
a-
don't know.
It's a superhero
sorry,
fatigue
folks, I
setting
killed
in,
it.
isn't it?
Fucking hell, folks.
But
It is,
but
you're not wrong.
Deadpool's meta and goofy. It's
is.
not. You don't care about canon in a thing which is meta and goofy.
That's right.
I don't know about you folks. We should be excited to see Deadpool having one more run out. Yeah. But
Well-
are we?
No, it should have been a one and done, perfect, awesome film that captured the zeitgeist for one summer, and that's it. We're out. Let's move on. But no,
Yeah.
drag it out for another 2 films.
Well, it's money, isn't it? It's always about money at the end of
And
the day.
Ryan Reynolds likes playing him.
Yeah.
Because
He is very good at him, though.
yeah, it's Deadpool is Ryan Reynolds. That's it.
There's a good enough story there to be told. I've got no problem with it at all. But
Yeah.
you know, Echo's right. You know, so a lot of these characters and a lot of these stories should just be one and done, and they'd be perfect and brilliant. And like Joker, for instance, there's no need for that to have a sequel whatsoever.
Oh, absolutely not. You know how they had the Hangover, and it was a perfect one-off film, and then
Yeah.
they just
Yes.
retroactively ruined the first one by making 2 pointless sequels.
Mm.
Yeah.
I have been told off, everybody.
By who?
Again.
Jay Goodwin, sake, Brownie, stop paying attention to Marvel bullshit. It's dead. Well, then we'd have nothing to talk about.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, it'd be like, hello, everybody. See ya.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be a very good stream. It'd be like 10 minutes introducing the guests. And then it'd be nothing to talk about, folks.
Someone got misgendered online. Let's talk about that for 15 minutes.
Oh,
and try not to
no.
get bogged down.
Everything's got to be a franchise now, though, right? You can't just do
Yeah.
one good movie. You got to make a franchise out of it. They're talking about rebooting Highlander. They want to make that into a 5-movie franchise or whatever. It's just stop.
Yeah, everything has to be a franchise or a universe now, doesn't it? They've got to, you know.
Thank God they never made a sequel to E.T. or Close Encounters or.
Yeah.
Don't give them ideas, Ian.
My line to cross, where I actually go to like the studios and pick it with a sign, would be Back to the Future. They ever tried
Oh
to do
God,
that.
yeah.
Oh,
I hope.
never.
I
Here you
hope
go,
they don't do
folks. Melvin Deeply. Jackman's a twat. Wolverine's dead. He's in the same multiverse as Bond. It's over.
I'm happy with that.
That's it, folks. That's it.
I will say about what Ian just mentioned about ET and Close Encounters, though. I would go to the cinema if they did a versus movie with those two in it.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Here you go. M Duke 84 ET2 Electric Boogaloo.
Well, and I mean, they did make a sequel to E.T., but it was an advert. I can't remember what was advertised.
BT, wasn't it? Phone
BT,
home.
yeah, when he turned up and Elliot had his own family and stuff. So
ET phone home. Oh,
yeah.
God.
So,
That's why he died, wasn't it? ET. He got the phone bill.
Yeah, I'm up for ET versus Predator.
oh, that'd be amazing. That'd
What
be
about
amazing.
this? What about this? Here you go. Look. Sorry, chat moved up. Anonymous. I like saying this. Anonymous bastard. Alien v Predator v ET.
Yeah. I'd like to see Ghostbusters versus Poltergeist.
Lizzo.
That'd be great.
That'd be amazing, wouldn't
That
it?
would be great.
That'd be absolutely fantastic. If you're going to do an idea, you might as well do that one.
Oh no, Ghostbusters versus the Evil Dead.
Oh, wow. Let's get,
Ghostbusters versus The Exorcist with Bill Murray, like having witty dialogue with the girl.
Oh, that'd be great.
Imagine his deadpan contrasting with that.
Yes.
So,
Absolutely amazing. Because that bit in Ghostbusters when he's sat next to the bed with Dana and she's levitating, basically possessed.
Mm.
It'd be like a replay of that, wouldn't it? It'd be like you just add on to that. It'd be brilliant. Great idea.
Yeah, but like her head spinning around and just him saying, "Well, that's something you don't see every day." Little quips, you know.
Ghostbusters v Lizzo.
the idea of Bruce Campbell
What's a no then?
taking on the Ghostbusters or being part of the Ghostbusters. That sounds great to me.
Yeah.
Okay, chat. We'll put it out to Ghostbusters v. Put it out. So
How about Ghostbusters v the Ghostbusters 2016?
Yes. Nice one, Jay.
Ghostbusters Goosebumps. I liked Goosebumps actually.
See, now that I would watch Predator versus Ghostbusters 2016, definitely.
I know, I'm still thinking about the Evil Dead thing with Ash taking off his chainsaw and replacing it with the proton pack.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Wow.
That would
Yeah.
be amazing.
Groovy.
MIB.
Yeah, okay. I guess
Here you go. I like this Thinking Man's joke. Ghostbuster 2016 versus comedy. Thinking Man's joke. I like that.
Ghost versus Men in Black. That might be good, actually.
Oh, look at
Well,
this.
not with Will Smith. He'd probably
Oh, no.
slap them all, wouldn't he?
The concept of it, though.
That's a good one.
Here you go. Ghostbusters v Two Girls,
Two
One
girls,
Cup.
one cup.
Who needs
Ghost.
Marvel when we can come up with our own stories?
But are they making Ghostbusters, another Ghostbusters film? Aren't they?
Yeah, I think the trailer's
it's-
dropping it next couple of days.
Yeah, so is it got the original Ghostbusters in it? Or is it a new team?
Well, we'll find out when the trailer drops.
I hope
It'll
it's
just be
the
like a
original
bunch of kids,
Ghostbusters.
won't it? I bet.
Well, I hope not. I hope it's the original Ghostbusters. But
Oh,
we'll
that'd
see.
be good.
Yeah,
versus
X-Files.
X-Files. Yeah.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
some great
go.
suggestions there.
Yeah, 2016 versus Oppenheimer.
Godzilla.
I like this. Very good.
Ghostbusters
Okay.
2016 versus Jeffrey Dahmer. I'd like to see that.
Dracula. We could just do this for the next 2 hours.
Ghostbusters versus Godzilla might be good.
Okay.
Ghostbusters versus Megan. That would be cool. I'd like to see that.
Ghostbusters v Rebecca Gold.
Ghostbusters v Kathleen Kennedy. That would be awesome.
I think Terminator versus Megan would be a good one. I'd love to watch. Which is like the origin of Skynet or something.
See, here you
Yeah,
go.
and instead of having the Stay Puft Man, you have just like a gigantic Kathleen Kennedy rampaging through Manhattan. That'd be great.
Well, no, you could, if you want to be diverse and tick all the boxes, you could make the Stay Puffed Lizzo. Think about it.
Yes, that'd
Wow.
be good. Yeah.
Anonymous bastard. See, you don't need Marvel shite after all.
Yeah, Mr.
Yeah,
Stay
but
Puft
it
is,
needs to get us into the spirit, though. So
Yes.
into the mood.
Okay. Shall we move on?
All right.
Okay. So we're doing spaceships.
Spaceballs
Why
1.
So I don't know how this is going to go. So
Spaceballs
there is a vote in the chat. If you've not voted already, please vote. There are 4 options, so we'll just briefly talk about the options. We're going to try and run this 4 spaceships for each stream. The suggestions were from the community post. There is a community post if you've not put your spaceship in there. So we'll just go through them, and then we'll try and do some form of competition where we'll try and do a final some point towards Christmas. So yeah. So first option I picked from the list was Spaceball 1, which is from Spaceballs.
I've never seen that ship before, other than in that opening shot.
Yeah, that's the only time you've seen it.
One of the great comedic bits, that opening the scene with that.
Yes, it
just
is.
going on and on.
Yeah.
I love when he puts the video in and he says, "This is new technology." Seeing what's going to happen in the movie, and they start speeding it up. I thought that was quite funny.
When will then be now?
Yeah, exactly.
So, spaceship
Gold
thoughts.
helmet.
Who would like to go first? Kippers, you like a good spaceship.
Love a bit of porn with the old spaceships, mate. Love it.
What do you think to this one then? I'd never seen this up until today.
I don't think they really thought about it much. They just kind of just shoved bits together.
Yeah,
And they thought, as long as it's really long, that's all we need for that opening shot. And for it to go on way too long, that's all we need. We don't really care about the aesthetics of it. I mean, when you first brought this image up, I'd never actually seen the ship properly from any other angles. And I was kind of looking at it going, what the hell is Spaceball 1? Then it twigged, obviously, that it was from Spaceballs. But it's a bit of a joke ship, basically, isn't it?
It is. I think they made it super, super, super big as a piss take.
And also I think it was 9 foot long, wasn't it? When they finished it.
Yeah.
9 foot long. And it's pretty heavy.
Yeah, they didn't just make it. They did just slap a bunch of stuff together, but they did build it with some intention. Because as it's moving forward, there's multiple times where you're thinking, "Oh, it's done. We're finished. We're at the end of the ship." No, they've kind of spread it out a little bit to make it look like you've reached the end, and nope, it keeps going again. It gets thinner again. So yeah, I mean, they did definitely put some thought into it, but yeah, it's very intentional to be extremely long, and yeah, you never really see the whole thing in the movie like this.
I've never seen Spaceballs.
Spaceballs is very funny. It's very funny.
Never seen it.
It's a classic.
It flopped when it was first released, but
Yeah.
throughout the years, because of VHS, it became,
Tom has some thoughts. Your Schwartz is as big as mine.
Mine, yeah. That bit in the film.
Let's see how well you use it.
Yeah.
You'd never get away with releasing this film today, put it that way.
No, you wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't get anything, Mel Brooks.
Okay, so overall design, do we like? Not like?
No, it's ugly. It's an ugly ship.
Oh, it's silly. It's not very pretty. No,
it's not.
It's all a gag.
Okay, that's Spaceball 1, everybody.
And then, of course, it's a transformer, which you wouldn't know, Brown, because you haven't seen it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
transforms into a giant maid.
That's right.
It looks like
Mega Maid.
Yes.
You go, Dommy. Spaceballs is a classic. I think I've seen snippets of it. I can't
funny.
I can't ever remember seeing it from
the Comb the Desert made me laugh out loud.
Yep.
Shit. You go.
Yeah, that's the one.
And that's Tim Russ from Star Trek Voyager.
Yeah.
It's very funny.
Okay, so I think that's the first option, folks. Spaceball 1.
What's the second? Oh, Red Dwarf. That's an ugly ship as well.
I kind of did all the ships in similar size and design for this section. So,
what's the criteria here, though? Like, are we talking fondness for ships, or are we talking aesthetics for ships, or what's the criteria?
The criteria was, I asked everybody, what's your favorite spaceship? And they dropped it in the community page with their suggestions. So this is the viewers, what they've...
Right.
This is not the model they used in the show. I don't know what this is. This is not because it's longer, isn't it?
I think that's a CGI render, I do believe.
All right. It's not right. It's too
I'm sure
short.
Z knows a bit more about it.
Obviously not.
Well, it's not one I can fill in for because I don't really know that much. I've seen some of Red
he's
Dwarf.
muted.
I've seen a couple of seasons, but I don't really. Yeah, it's not one that I have a lot of connection with.
I love Red Dwarf. This is CGI rendering because you can tell by the mining ore at the bottom.
Yeah,
definitely CGI.
Because it's longer, isn't it? The ship is longer, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is. It's missing the sloping back end, but that might just be the angle it's at. But I love this ship. This is a really dirty ship. it's how you imagine ships would be in the future. It's just pure industrial tech, and I love Red Dwarf to death.
Yeah, there's nothing sleek about it whatsoever, is there? Purposefully, they've tried to make it as ugly and as unaesthetic as possible.
Yeah, it's there to do a specific job, which is to mine ore. And it does it so well. I just love it.
You do like a filthy ship.
I do like a filthy ship.
You like ore, a good haul, don't you? You like a good haul, don't you?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Ore mining.
But I also love the intro when you see ships with all these elaborate details on it, and just like Thrawn ship in Ahsoka, you think who goes out there and paints that ridiculous design on there?
Yeah,
and just to see that they've got some guy on detail with a paint can.
That was Lister, wasn't it?
It
Lister
was just so hilarious.
Red Side, Holly will fix it. He has the IQ of 9,000 PE teachers.
Which Holly, though?
He.
Oh, okay. The first one, then.
I love Norman Lovett. He came in Stitches one. I'm in studio audience for the first 5 episodes.
How was you?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's really enjoyable.
I actually went to the. They had a meeting, and it was in one of the BBC rooms, and all the fans had turned up. But that was when it first started, and they were just sitting on the table, all of them. And do you know what? Right, the only person that was dressed up with a character was Crichton. The guy who plays Crichton. Everybody else was dressed normally for some reason. I don't know. It was weird, but yeah.
Okay, that is number 2.
Just the quality of writing in Red Dwarf. It's just
really great.
in a different level. It was almost like more than we deserved. Like the episode where they go to everything's in reverse for that entire episode. Reverse world.
Right.
Unbelievable stuff.
So here you go. Drew Gordon. I'm sad the Eagle transporter from Space 1999 didn't make the list. It was a great toy when I was a kid. We are going to go through them. As I said, I'm going to do 4 spacecraft per stream.
What's the next one?
Up until Christmas. So it will be on there at some point. Okay. Number 3.
I do like this design, I have to say.
Venator class Star Destroyer. Swappers, do you want to go then? What do you think?
It's almost as iconic as the original Star Destroyer in a way, because it's got themes very, very similar, and certain angles and proportions and things to the original Star Destroyer, but it adds loads of new ideas to it and makes it look like it's kind of a proto version of that Star Destroyer. It's a very clever bit of production design. And whenever you see this, just as an outline, as a glimpse in the stars, when you're in the film, you know exactly what you're looking at, and it sticks in your mind. It sticks in the memory. When I've been doing my writing and the story, for some strange reason, automatically I think of this Star Destroyer when I'm describing Star Destroyers. I think no, that was Clone Wars. You've got to put it away. Don't forget that. But so that's how much of a lasting impression this left on me, just as much as far as I'm concerned as the original Star Destroyers, which are completely iconic.
Here you go. Le Bonje Galactic Butt Plug.
I don't know what that's going into.
What you call it? I really don't like this design for some reason. It looks like it's got the Shell logos at the side there.
Yeah, that's true.
And also, it looks like a plane, but also it looks like the Scorpio from
There's a bit.
Blake.
A little bit. Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah.
It just looks
See what
too
you're
much
saying.
like it. Yeah.
I quite like the sleeker design from the prequel series. I mean, this looks like more of a fighter war design, whereas the bigger Star Destroyers that you see in the sequel trilogy, they just look like bulky administration ships. Where this thing just looks like it's built for war and to get in and out of places as fast as it can.
I think when George Lucas made Star Wars, and when John Dykstra and Rolf McQuarrie designed those ships, everybody started copying the aesthetics of those ships, didn't they? From Battlestar Galactica straight across to every sci-fi that ripped off Star Wars. And the only 2 ships that was completely different to everything that you saw those years was the Mothership in Close Encounters and the Cygnus from Black Hole. They look nothing like those ships at all. Those 2 ships.
Here you go, folks. Tom has some thoughts. This is it's a Lego set. Sorry.
How is it?
Is that Lego?
Yeah, I was trying to get. It's quite tricky trying to get decent pics. You go 850 Lego set that my 4-year-old ordered on Amazon.
And the best thing about this
a
ship
cracking
is
Lego
you look
set,
at the
that.
Venator straight on, it looks like Jar Jar Binks.
A bit.
Yeah, I never really got the 2 separate bridges thing. It doesn't really make sense. But yeah, this particular design, we was seeing it in the films. I never really cared for it, but I did like as they kind of evolved it in Clone Wars. You got to see it a little bit more and see some of the details of how it actually functioned, how the part in the middle there opens up, and that's where the fighter bay is and stuff. It's an interesting design. I've never really cared for it that much, but
double bridge.
But didn't they go backwards? With the prequels, the ships were not meant to look as sleek, because like if you look at the 3 that was meant to be in the future, they were all industrial, weren't they? And then you go backwards in time, these ships are 10 times better. Anyway, I'll stop there. It's weird.
Well, the good guy ships were 10 times better, but that's because the Empire won basically and took over all the resources. So all the rebels and good guys only had the scrappy ships to choose from.
It doesn't
the
explain why
rebellion.
R2D2 could fly, though, does it? In the prequels, and then in the ones in the future, he couldn't do it. I don't know. So
Here you go, folks. Jay Goodwin. Venator had segregated bridges biased.
Based.
That as well. Ushbala, separate but equal bridges. Very good. Okay, so
like
that's from Star Wars. That's number 3 then, folks. I did press the button. It didn't do anything.
what's this?
Oh, interesting.
Event Horizon.
Event Horizon.
Yeah, but I mean, this is just a blueprint. Why aren't we seeing the real ship? I don't understand, but there you go.
Well, I thought it looked okay.
Yeah, but it doesn't show you what the ship looks like. It just shows you the top version.
Yeah, but
Anyway,
people who like
I give
the
it.
ship will know what it looks like.
Yeah, but we don't. Well, some people don't. You know, I'd like to see the ship. To see if we
Have you
find a
not seen?
picture.
Even I've seen Event Horizon.
Yeah, but I can't remember what the ship looked like though. I thought it was the Liberator at first. And it wasn't.
Did you?
It's a very strange looking design. It's very gothic and
Yeah.
kind of bizarre. It's memorable and sticks out from other sci-fi spaceship designs, I guess. But it's the idea behind the production design. I think originally was to make it look very eerie and a bit sort of like a
Scary.
cathedral. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got like a crucifix shape, but you've also got like a cathedral's naves on either side. Kind of gives that suggestion. Yeah, it was good. It was gloomy. It was dark. It was kind of a bit of a tonal mishmash, though, with some. In terms of the hallway, sometimes it looks weird. Sometimes you got like some kind of gothic torture device swirling around in a huge thing in the engine room, and you got that incredibly long midsection tunnel, which is, I don't know, not exactly functional. But no, it was good. It was a cool film.
I remember a certain part of the ship. I think it was when they're doing the flashbacks into all the torture moments that you kind of see sort of flashes of them all as it's edited together. And that area of the ship that takes place in, I think was the bridge. I'm not sure, but that looks like, when you see the film, it looks like the inside of like an abattoir. So things like that, you know, interior design wise, I think it's quite genius as well.
It's frustrating because it's not quite a classic sci-fi film. It's not quite there.
Not quite.
No. It's scary though. I thought it was scary when I was watching it.
It was. I like the online fan theories that's still circulating now about it being part of the Hellraiser universe.
Yeah, I can believe it.
They cut the hell orgy scene, didn't they?
That was a
lot of it,
porthole
yeah.
to hell, wasn't it, or something
Yeah.
like that? Towards the
Yeah.
ending, you know, it was like everybody was going to hell and they're all doomed, and you know, you'd think that astronauts would know if there's a beacon anywhere from any ship in any part of the universe, ignore it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
don't go there.
Good rule of thumb now.
Yeah.
It's a trap. Super chat, if I may. Shogun Auto, $5. I'm looking at a model kit of the Red Dwarf, and according to that, that's about how big the ship is in the show. I think they just zoom in on it a lot.
I don't know.
Might be right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's that cutting of the torture orgy. I think the full version of that is out there somewhere. Someone's got a copy of it.
VHS. It's on
They didn't-
VHS.
Yeah, they didn't put it in.
Is it?
Someone
Yeah.
said that they deliberately. I don't know if it was to get it released or not. I'm not quite sure, or whether they just cut it down to make it more effective. But they did film the whole thing, didn't they?
It was filmed, but I think it was obviously cut from the movie, and all the film was put into canisters,
Yeah,
Ah.
the
and
footage.
they
got-
rotted apparently.
Yeah, so the footage got destroyed, but the only thing that was available, and somebody's got it, was the VHS version of it. So somebody's got it somewhere.
They should
I
just
remember
get
seeing
that.
a documentary on it. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
They should get that on a DVD or a Blu-ray, shouldn't they? Get that extra bit on there. People would buy it just for that, I think.
Yeah.
Well, as someone said
Okay.
in the chat, the Critical Drinker did an interview with Emily Booth, who
They
was
did,
like one of those people in there. So that's worth a watch if you can track that down.
Mega Geek, you know Emily
I do
Booth.
indeed know her
Yeah.
very well. We used
Yeah.
to work with each other a long time ago.
That's great.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, so that's number 4, folks. Event Horizon. We will do another 4 next time. So if you're not voted, please vote before the end of the stream, and hopefully I will remember to close the poll. So
Wait a moment, it's just 3. I thought you were going to say 4 ships.
we've
There's
done
4
4.
ships.
Have we? Oh, okay. Maybe I fell asleep halfway through.
Yeah, the first one was the space ball, wasn't it?
Yeah, of course. Of course. Spaceballs.
Moving swiftly on.
HBO.
Okay, HBO has been ordering staff to create fake accounts to fire back at those who criticize
No
their
way.
shows online.
This sounds like some desperado on Twitter, doesn't it?
Here's
But
a
the thing
better
is-
idea. Write
Yeah.
better shows.
Thing is, though, you look right. Criticism helps you to make something better, especially if the criticism is something that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? You'd think they'd learn that by now, you know. But they just like they don't want to be hurt. They don't want to be upset because their show's being attacked.
HBO is one of the better ones as well. Some of the stuff they put on's pretty good, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, the
It's what it used to be, anyway.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
good quality.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
2 HBO. Come on.
Echo. Any thoughts on this?
Well, yeah, I mean, HBO, they're supposed to be the good guys. They're
Mm.
supposed to be the classy, cool guys with a bit of an indie vibe to them. But now they're doing this at
There you
2
go.
HBO.
They've gone the way of ESG as well, have they?
But we're
You know
supposed
what-
to be the shambolic, dicey, dodgy ones on far-flung YouTube,
Well, what's
community and
interesting
stuff
is
like that. So
It's called Max now, though,
well,
isn't it?
what's
That's right.
interesting is that in the old days, right, the execs were fighting to get a hit show, so they'll try anything, right, and if it didn't work, they'll just get rid of it after 4 episodes and try again. Now it's like if the fans are saying or anyone saying their show is bad, they like get really upset and try again with the same idea with the same show. Do you know what I mean? It just none of it makes any sense to me at all. You know, it's just these people are crazy, man. They're all
Well,
crazy.
If you don't like the show, you are clearly a toxic troll.
Yeah. Yeah.
You must be shut down by any means necessary. Director X will tell you.
Yeah, man, baby.
but the amateurism of it, just go third party, hire some other shady group to do your dirty work for you. Don't do it with your own staff.
There
Ridiculous.
you go, Asman. Next, you'll tell me influencers on TikTok and Instagram buy followers and likes from bot farms in Bangladesh.
No.
I think that's where I went wrong.
HBO
Echo, would you pay money for an extra 100,000 followers?
No, but I always think it's really funny when you see a channel which has 3 million followers and their video has 500 views.
Could somebody explain to me how this thing works? There's that company, what is it? With the letters that every company from TV stations to advertising has to comply to. What is it called? Somebody?
ESG.
Yeah. So how does that work? Right? Is it ESG? Is it ESG? Did you say?
And DEI as well. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So how does that work? When they do that, do the companies get money from them or something? Or why are they so insistent in complying to what they want? Could somebody explain that to me?
So the
Anyone?
ESG stuff is mainly from investors.
Right.
So they will have very specific things. They will say, if you want investments from our company, if you have to meet these specific guidelines. And so they can basically say, we'll give you money, we'll fund this, we'll fund that. You have to do all these things. And so there's a whole list of things that it depends on the investment firm, it depends on the company.
What companies?
BlackRock is a big one.
BlackRock is woke. You're telling me BlackRock is woke?
Very much.
Wow. Who's in charge?
Vanguard
away.
is another
Here you go.
one.
Wow.
Yeah, State Street is another one.
So hold on. Wait a sec. So if you don't do that, they don't give you any money.
Yeah.
But BlackRock and the other companies, whatever, didn't HBO and ITV and BBC, didn't they find their own finance? Do they have to go to them?
That's a
Why
good
are they
question.
dependent on them? I don't understand what's going on.
I
Really,
think is it to do with the liquidity of cash? If there's a shortfall of
well,
cash,
everyone,
they can go to this to get like bridging loans. That's a lot to do with it.
big
Yeah.
companies like HBO should start making shows with very small budgets, or what we call in England big budgets, but in America they call small budgets. You know what I mean? And then because it's been proven you can make something good with a small decent budget, right? So that's the only way to fight against them, right? But they're not going to do that, are they? They're just going to keep taking the money from these people and putting crappy wokey stuff in there. And I can't believe there's not one company out there that wants to fight against this. I can't believe it. I really can't.
Well, they haven't got the money. That's the problem.
Yeah,
Here you go,
and-
Melvin Deeply. Please help one of our own. Here we go. Atom Gray and Barbara, in fact, two of our own, get monetized. 75 subs needed to get them to 500. There's a link. I will say, folks, I think what you need to do is if you click on the link, you need to at least watch part of one of their videos and then subscribe, because if you just subscribe cold, as it were, YouTube will take them off, because that's what happened to Keith a couple of weeks ago. We got him about 50, 60 subs.
Yeah.
And then YouTube just took them all off again. So you need to kind of part watch a vid, or just perhaps do it tomorrow or the day after. So 75 folks. Do it in dribs and drabs, and then YouTube doesn't get suspicious, you see. So anyway.
Yeah. So another big side of the ESG thing, Ian, we were talking about was that they also have huge investments in these companies, lots and lots of stock. And so they'll often have control over a lot of votes. They'll have control over seats. And so they'll basically, you follow along, or we're going to use our voting shares to shut you down and kick you out and find someone else to put in place who is going to put our ideas forward, who's going to make the changes and implement the policies that we want. So there's kind of two sides to it. There's all of the investment where they hold the stock and they can control parts of the company. And then there's also, like we were talking about before, the offerings of money and investment.
So hold on. So these people that are demanding this, these companies are demanding this, are they run by gay people and what is it, trans people and stuff like that?
That's the irony. I don't think they are.
No, they're generally run by a lot of white men.
Yeah, they're just generally run by suits who are like getting on a bit. Very, very rich suits.
Wow. So
that's the irony of it all.
The head of BlackRock, Larry Fink. Yeah, he's one of the biggest proponents of this, has been for a long time.
Wow. That's crazy, right? But there is a way of doing it. Just like there are independent filmmakers out there and they find money, there's got to be, these people like HBO and other companies, they've got to stand up to this nonsense and basically just they can do it, but whether they want to do it or not is another matter.
Ian, if I may, I've just thought, Rebecca Gold, that's ticking all the boxes. You could get a loan from BlackRock.
Well, it's not ticking every box, because she's not a Mary Sue, and she actually gets hurt and injured and falls and just to get up again and blah blah blah. So I don't know what they'll make of that, tell you the truth, but there you go. So but there's got to be a way out of this, though. There's got to be. They can make shows with half the budget that they're spending, introduce new actors, get new talent in, rather than hire someone like, they can do it. It's just whether they want to basically.
Is it LeBonje? Push the message for the money.
Yeah. I'd like to know what the ultimate goal is of these corporations to make this happen, because they seem so hell-bent on it.
Well, they're huge companies, right? And they make a crap load of money, and plus they're probably part of the Illuminati, so they want disrupting the world.
It's quite literally. I mean, if you go in and read anything about it, like Larry Fink and BlackRock and stuff, they literally talk about wanting to force certain behaviors. Yeah. They want to force behaviors with these companies. They want to force them to adopt certain ideas and certain policies within their companies. That's the whole point. And I think if we think about everything that's been happening in Hollywood with the explosion of these mega blockbusters, and of course we're seeing that like with the Marvels, where you have a movie that cost an insane amount of money for what they've created. I think Hollywood has just walked right into it. They've walked right into needing these people, needing this investment from these companies in order to just continue to do business.
And they probably didn't need it. Really.
So this is all literally about pushing the message, then sort of brainwashing the populace.
Yeah.
Because the best way to get to people is through their entertainment, because that's where people seek their escapism. And if they haven't got anywhere to escape to, then you're going to grab them.
I think I heard that interview, and he was saying, yeah, we've got to push this idea. But the thing is that if you do it properly, then everything will be okay. But they're handing their money over to bloody lunatics. Do you know what I mean? That want to wipe people off the face of the earth. I'm pretty sure that's not what they want. Or do they?
Don't know.
You know, as I said, I do believe in diversity, and I believe in that, but I don't believe the way they're doing it's terrible.
The annoying thing is that the entertainment industry always was diverse, and now they're trying to force it. It's going in the opposite direction, and it's completely turning people against it. No one had a problem with diversity at all before.
In a nutshell, you do not get employed on your abilities anymore. So on that bombshell, we'll move on. Anybody see this? Guillermo del Toro describes his cancelled Jabba film as Scarface in the Star Wars universe. I just love monsters, and Jabba is basically my same shirt size, and B, I love him, man. He looks like him.
Let's see, which one's which? Is it? Oh.
That's a good question. I love very good though. Scarface though. No. Yes, no.
No, that's not working for me at all.
Why?
So Jabba would be the central character, and it would be his kind of rise to power in the Star Wars underworld. Is that what he's talking about?
Don't know.
And I'm not really sure I want to say hello to his little friend.
I would say, yeah, this was floating around a couple of weeks ago. This is just the updated, what he posted today. So it's obviously the same interview or something similar. We're not feeling this, are we, folks?
No. It doesn't say Star Wars to me at all.
And Disney doesn't let creators do what they want to do with their property anyway. So
yeah.
Was never going to happen.
Oh, sorry, here you go. Sounds terrible. Do we think this genuinely sounds terrible then, folks?
Well, if you're going to keep it authentic, he's going to be speaking Huttese throughout, so you're going to have to read most of the movie.
Okay. So
anything left in the Star Wars carcass to pick out? I mean, Guillermo del Toro would probably do a great job, but just leave the damn thing alone.
Yeah,
oh, damn it.
We'll move on. Melvin Deeply, Jabba's dead. He's in the Bond Wolverine multiverse now. Yeah,
well done, Melvin.
He's not even resting. Let's move on.
Well, apparently, according to Disney, everybody made it off that sail barge. So I guess we could put him in a sequel.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody see this? First look at Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt in David Leitch's The Fall Guy. Obviously based on the Lee Majors TV series.
Yeah,
from the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Gary Nerdrotic, bottom right.
Who asked for this?
Yeah, exactly. I
don't know.
Why?
They're really getting desperate for properties now, aren't they?
Oh,
God. I'm getting picked up again, folks. Here you go. Jay Goodwin, Brownie. Remember that comment I made about Marvel? Same applies to Star Wars. Good night, everybody. That's it. No show. That's it. Good night, everybody.
I mean, I trust Ryan Gosling's and Emily Blunt's judgment. They're both pretty switched on people. But is this going to be played like as a kind of camp winking kind of over the top thing, or as played straight?
Well, like
Because it could work.
Starsky and Hutch.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be more or less a straight up action movie.
In that case, it'll probably suck.
Fall Guy was fantastic. The TV series.
I used to love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a Fall Guy lunchbox.
Lee Majors, what a star.
I used to love that truck.
His pickup, his GMC. He goes, Smilex, the Fall Guy was okay back when there was loads of cool shows on. By today's standards, it would be god awful.
Yeah. We all know how it's going to go.
How come shows don't have cool theme music like they used to have back then? Like with Knight Rider and the A-Team and MacGyver and... Come on.
Well, the intros to shows now are only like sort of 5 seconds long, aren't they? Because they're
terrible.
Attention span of people. They have to get them straight into the show. They can't. It's like there's too many things to click away from or distract people now. Back in the 80s, it was like you sat down purposely with your bag of crisps or whatever and you drink and you sat down, you watch the intro and then you watch the show and you watch the end credits as well. You know, it was we purposefully engaged in something that just doesn't happen these days.
If it's something that's going to air on a network here in the U.S., they keep taking more and more ad time, so they have to keep cutting out more and more from the opening and from the ending just to have time to tell the story. A 30-minute show only gets like 21 minutes now.
Here you go, Melvin Deeply. To be fair, shouldn't Tom Cruise be playing the stuntman? Yes, very good.
But how's it even going to work, the character of Colt Seavis now? I mean, the guy's an absolute fucking Chad.
Yeah.
The intro to the TV series is about the women he's bedded.
Mm-hmm.
How are they going to do that for modern audiences?
I don't know. Princess Fiona says, put a chick in it, make it gay. The Fall Gal.
The Fall Gal. Oh,
yeah.
Well, he's probably going to start off that way as a kind of anachronistic throwback of a character until he finds that in the modern age he's out of place, and then a strong female character will start to deconstruct his old ways.
Either that or he transitions halfway through the film.
Are they going to have who's the girl in it? An original one, was it Heather Thomas?
Yeah, you go.
Yeah,
she was amazing.
Are they going to have her come through the doors like in the opening credits? That'd be great, wouldn't it? Emily Blunt to come through the doors
with a spaniel's ears.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go. Yeah, Heather Thomas. Yeah,
it is. You know what's interesting about the Fall Guy is that the Fall Guy was based on Hooper, which was made by Burt Reynolds, who used to be a stuntman, and yeah, it's interesting. And now they're making a film of that very same thing. It's I think it might work. You never know. The idea is good. He's a bounty hunter and he's a stuntman as well. It might work. I don't know. Get Heather Thomas back in it.
I don't know that there's any of the bounty hunting in here at all. Not from what I've read.
Oh, okay.
There's a star that goes missing. Emily Blunt is Ryan Gosling's ex-girlfriend who's directing the movie, and Ryan Gosling is a past his prime stuntman. I'm not sure how he's going to manage that, but
is that what it's about? So he's not a bounty hunter. That's the whole point of Fall Guy, that he was a bounty hunter.
Yeah, what's part of that then? Here you go, Princess Fiona. Hal Needham was the stuntman they based Hooper on. Yeah.
Yes, he was.
And then Glenn A. Larson, ripped it off.
Glenn A. Larson, yeah, he ripped it. He ripped up a lot of stuff. Actually, he ripped off Coogan's Bluff. Became what was that thing? McLeod. You know what I mean? Star Wars was Battlestar Galactica. He ripped up a lot of stuff.
Yeah. You go, Smilex. I asked Lee Majors if he'd got it on with Heather Thomas at a convention once. He wagged his finger at me, winked and said, "You just had to ask." I'm saying that's a yes.
Lee Majors, man, he was the 70s. He was Mr. 70s, wasn't he?
Yeah, and early 80s, yes.
Yeah. He was saying that he didn't realize that Fall Guy was a hit because they were making so many episodes, and when he went out for a beer one day and people just came up to him and he thought they were going to mention $6 Million Man, but they said they wanted Colt
Fall Guy.
Seaver's.
Yeah, brilliant.
It's crazy.
I loved
He
it.
realized
I
it was
would
a
watch
hit.
it.
Yeah.
R.J. McCready. Lee Majors is the man. He is.
$6 Million Man.
Mhm.
He's the $6 million man.
We got any Buck Rogers ships in that round robin?
No, not yet.
Not this week, but there will be. Don't you worry. Okay. I saw this. I thought, what? Ridley Scott had a cameo in the early draft of Barbie. The Snyder Cut reference was also originally a reference to the Blade Runner cuts, she said. I liked what Descartes' voiceover. I needed it to help me understand what was happening. I fucked that up, but Ridley Scott in Barbie. What?
What weird fever dream is this?
No idea. Stream killer.
Wait, so who said this?
Well, it was just it was obviously an article in Variety. I didn't get that far, but I think they were interviewing Ridley Scott. I'm sure they were.
I'm just wondering who was saying. She said, "I liked Deckard's voiceover." Who was the she?
That's a good question.
I do
Chat,
like.
help me out.
I do like his voiceover. I don't care what anyone says. I think his voiceover made it for me.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I hate the voiceover.
Here you go. Cheers, Jay. Here you
It's so phoned in.
go. Yeah.
I loved it. I thought
The
it made
writer
sense.
director. Yeah.
Okay,
Cheers. Chat's
I
got
loved
my
it.
back. Here you go. Greta Gerwig.
Greta Gerwig. All right.
Still not seen Barbie. Don't think I want to. Anybody watched it? Who's watched it?
No. How about you, Chamberlain?
No
Surely.
thanks.
No, I somehow managed to avoid it. I just did the Oppenheimer side of the Barbenheimer.
Same here.
Excellent choice.
I was just wondering about those people though on the day who did both films, but they started off with Barbie, so they're all dressed up and it's exciting and yeah, it's fantastic. And now we've done that. Let's go watch Oppenheimer. And then 3 hours later, just sitting there in the cinema feeling dreary. It's been such a weird tonal change.
Ridley Scott.
The director of Barbie liked the voiceover in Blade Runner.
I think I'm kind of thinking roundabout the connection is obviously because Ryan Gosling and Blade Runner 2049. I think that's it's to me. It's kind of smattering of a bit of an in joke.
What's that line, Shusey? That's what my ex-wife called me. Goldfish. Brilliant. Absolutely freaking brilliant. Great dialogue. I thought it was good actually.
Yeah, I
it's
loved
like
it.
PI kind of voiceover.
Gumshoe.
Kind of worked for me.
I keep threatening to do a Blade Runner stream. We've had the slides for like 18 months.
Blade Runner.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move on.
One more kiss. Dear. Poltergeist. Oh, for God's sakes.
I did the slides for Poltergeist this week, so we're going to do Poltergeist at some point.
Why?
A Poltergeist TV series is in the works.
Why?
Because they're out of ideas, that's why.
So stupid. I love Poltergeist. The first one was like obviously was part of my one of my best films, I reckon.
Really?
That I've seen. Yeah. It was really enjoyable in the cinema. A lot of fun. I even owned it on VHS when it came out, and just loved it. Loved Jerry Goldsmith's score. Just loved everything about it. And then I saw the remake, and I felt like vomiting. The remake was so bad.
They did a remake. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they did. With can't remember who was in it. It was just awful.
It's been ages since I saw it.
Oh, well, Poltergeist.
Yeah, I've seen it. The first one I really did enjoy. The first one, I know I've seen at least like a second one or third one that was terrible, but
Yeah, they were
I
terrible.
do enjoy the first one. But it's been quite some time since I've seen it.
The thing is, though, how can I mean, like, it's all based on her getting sucked into the TV, and I think it was sucked into the closet, wasn't it? The space between different spaces and whatever.
Yeah,
but I mean, the thing is that how could you turn this into TV? It's a one-note film, isn't it? How can you turn it into a TV show? It just doesn't compute to me, anyway.
Sucked or blown
Personal preference.
into the TV. Is there a difference?
She didn't get sucked into the TV. She got
Sucked off in the closet.
It was a closet, wasn't it? Yeah, yeah.
7 minutes in heaven.
I wouldn't say that, but yeah.
I'm within on
the
this.
TV.
I'm within one of the rare occasions I'm within on this. This was my VHS days. This back in the day. I thought Poltergeist was a great movie.
Oh yeah, I was about 10 when I first saw this. It kind of damaged me a little bit, to be honest with you.
And then I did the slides this week. I thought, I'm not so sure now.
Is it a bit? Is it not stood the test of time?
It is dated, definitely. It's dated, but the thing is that it's the memory that I have of watching it for the first time and then watching it on VHS. That's why, to me, it's a great movie.
Yeah, was it a Spielberg? I'm not sure if it was.
Spielberg produced it. He produced. Toby Hooper directed it.
Well, it looked to me like he'd directed it, but there you go.
It was
a joke here.
If you go back and watch it, it is much more of a comedy than you remember it.
It is, yeah.
It is, it is.
Yeah, definitely.
There you go. Classic Spielberg. Smilex. Oh, sorry, chat's really slow.
This house is clean.
Oh god, that just reminds me of when they killed her in South Park. That was great.
Yeah.
It was. Was it an expensive film to make? Do we know?
It was. They made it the same time they made E.T. So Spielberg was directing E.T. and Poltergeist was being shot the same time. But Spielberg came to the set because there was trouble with Hooper, and Hooper, he was out of his depth, so he'd come to the set and calm him down and suggest how we should shoot it and stuff like that. That's the rumor, and that's why they say Spielberg directed it. But I don't think Spielberg directed it. I think he might have told Hooper how to do certain things, but I think Hooper directed it, basically.
And they wanted to get Drew Barrymore to originally be in this film, but then she got moved over, and then so Drew Barrymore then got moved into E.T.
There's a wonderful picture of Spielberg walking down the road with the kids from Poltergeist and the kids from E.T.
Oh, wow, that's great.
Yeah, it's a really cool picture. Yeah.
Wow.
I've closed the poll, by the way, for the spaceship.
Was there too many coming in?
Spaceship! It was the Venator class Star Destroyer. Well, I'll do them in reverse. Event Horizon was 17%. Red Dwarf 22. Spaceball 1 22. Venator class Star Destroyer 37. So that'll be going through to the next round.
That's not going to win it because I'm thinking about all the ships that are coming. That's definitely not going to.
Yeah. So that was just to ease us in this week. So okay. So what we're saying is it's not needed. Yes, not needed.
No,
creative.
Like 90% of what's coming out of Tinseltown, not needed.
Yeah, creative bankruptcy. Okay, let's see what's
making
next.
new things. New things.
I will say there were still a few good moments in Poltergeist.
Just get what's his name? Oh God,
that guy.
R. Kelly. Get him to do the soundtrack for it. Called It's Off in the Closet.
Here you go, Iceman. Somebody mentioned Close Encounters and see Ian go for 10 minutes about why Spielberg is a genius. Go on, Ian. We've got 10 minutes to fill.
What? Well, look, Spielberg is a genius. What can I say? What else do you want me to say about Close Encounters? That's what I can say.
Okay, I will say, going back to this, Poltergeist far too many. You know those kind of classic zoom shots to the faces that
Oh,
Spielberg
you mean
does.
tracking shots?
Yeah,
They're called tracking shots. Yeah, I mean,
yeah. There's just
that was
so many of them.
yeah, but that was the trend in those days, wasn't it? It was the trend. Everybody was
Yeah.
doing tracking shots and stuff. I mean, you know, I do like that era of filmmaking. I love the 80s era of filmmaking and the 90s. We had some great films in the 80s and the 90s. We had Poltergeist, we had Gremlins, we had E.T. You know, the list is as long as my arm. I didn't realize it was that long. But yeah, so yeah, they were great movies.
Here you go. The Willy Coptering Mong of the Baskervilles. The girl flipping the bird at the builders at the start was great. One of the builders was the Indian from Predator.
I didn't know that. Billy.
I didn't. What was his name? Sonny.
What, the Indian guy?
Yeah, I
He was-
can't remember his name.
He was also in 48 Hours, and his name was Billy in that too.
No way.
Yeah, 48 Hours. Yeah. So many great films in the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah.
So many. That was the era for great movies.
I forgot to say 1982 was the year for movies, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Poltergeist made in 1982.
Wow.
Yeah.
Star Trek 2.
Wrath of Khan.
E.T.
E.T. Yeah, definitely. The Thing.
The Thing, yeah.
Oh,
Blade
yeah,
Runner.
Blade
What a
Runner.
year.
that last night.
Yes, amazing amount of movies that came out in the 80s and the 90s. As I said, those were the golden years. Now all they're doing is going back to the well and trying to remake them or reimagine them, or it's
Back to the
like they're
Panda
bringing up the
Stone.
idea. Yeah, back to the yeah.
Oh, sorry, here you go. Willie or won't he? Indian guy, West Indian, no Jamaican.
When we say Indian guy, especially in the States, it's definitely Indian, as in bone
Indian.
marrow Indian.
Indian.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Native American.
Native American. That's what
That
we're
would be
supposed
the
to say.
preferred terminology today.
Yeah.
Indigenous
Okay.
life forms.
Okay, so we're all agreed 1982 was, like, what a year to be alive, yes.
I'm glad I
Oh,
was.
yes.
Yeah.
Very
Great.
good.
What
movies.
a
We were
year
right
to
in
be
the
alive.
we were right in the middle of the original trilogies for Star Wars as well. So yeah,
Yeah.
we were all buzzing because of that, and then we got treated to all this other amazing entertainment at the same
Indiana
time.
Jones and the Temple of Doom. I love that film. You know, yeah. It was
E.T.
just
was the next
great.
year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
83.
Yeah.
No, E.T. was 82.
I can't remember. I love that film, E.T. My
Yeah, it's
favorite
82.
film of all time.
Maybe it was 82. I had the sticker album in 83 anyway.
Yeah, Poltergeist and E.T. I'm sure they use the same set and house, but anyway.
I mean, yeah,
here you go.
Ghostbusters came out, didn't it? Around about that time.
84.
84. But 80s, I'm talking about 80s movies. They were great. It was like
Mhm.
Usual Suspects came out around about that time too, I think.
Raiders, 81.
Raiders, fantastic film. You know, there were some great movies, man. Just really fantastic.
Here you go,
movies.
Sword in the Storm. E.T. beat Poltergeist for an Oscar.
Yeah, it did. Poltergeist.
Okay. We will be covering that at some point, folks. I've done the slides, so
I think
expect...
Vex did Poltergeist, didn't she?
I think she did it yesterday. Yeah,
did
on
she?
Halloween.
Labyrinth, The Dark Crystal,
Oh,
The
fantastic.
Never-Ending Story. Just what an
Fantastic.
incredible time.
Yeah.
What
And
was
finally-
Krull? What year was Krull? Can you remember?
Krull was
83.
86?
wasn't very good. Krull, I didn't like it. It's very, very.
They're
very
remaking that as well, aren't they? Krull.
don't
No,
know
well,
Yeah,
why.
why not?
Liam Neeson was in it, so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What aren't they remaking? Anyway, okay. So, and finally,
George Lucas.
1st of November, 1994. Now, this is screenwriting. On November the 1st, 1994, George Lucas started to write the prequel to Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. The film, entitled Star Wars Episode 1, The Beginning, was supposed to be the first of the prequel trilogy.
The day it all started to go wrong.
Yeah.
Well, he look, George Lucas tried his best, right? He is as rich as hell. He didn't give a shit what anybody thought about what he was making. He just did what he did because he could afford it, and he did it, and it was okay. They weren't great or anything like that, but it was. I mean, I really think he tried his best.
Well, who doesn't
That
love
was
a
it.
good film about politics?
I'm sure he did try his best, but he could also have
tried his best.
brought other people in to help.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, he was so rich that he didn't give a shit.
Oh, yeah.
Did he?
Well, and
you know what I mean, so
there was nobody around him who would tell him no.
Exactly. And what's his name? Who's that producer? McCallum, where his name is sucking his ass every second.
Was it Rick McCallum?
Rick McCallum, where his name is.
If the original trilogy, like the first three films from 1977 to 83, had never existed in history, and The Force Awakens, so the first of these films,
Phantom Menace.
The Phantom Menace, just came out as purely its own thing, with no backstory, no history, no prior films, would it have been a classic?
Probably not.
No, I don't think the other two films would have been made.
We go, J. Jameson. Supposedly, Lucas went to Spielberg to ask him to direct.
It might have been an improvement. Having said that, I think the secret sauce is in the writing, isn't it? And
yeah, it is. That's where he needed the most help. He can't write dialogue.
But Spielberg couldn't direct it because George Lucas is an independent filmmaker, and he had the trouble with the union. Lucas wanted Spielberg to direct Return of the Jedi, and Spielberg wanted to do it because it was an independent film. He wasn't allowed to.
Bloody red tape.
To the union, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So George Lucas, right? He's the only man that's actually beaten Hollywood. The only person that's actually beaten Hollywood to a pulp.
Red Sai. I assume this is bullshit. He spent less than 3 days on that script. Feels like
no,
it.
that's rubbish. That's rubbish. He spent a lot of time on the script, but it wasn't very good. So, yeah.
He should have had a team working with him to kind of help him edit it. And,
I mean, you get Empire Strikes Back not because George sat there and write the whole thing himself, right? He had a bunch of other people, specifically his teachers who taught him how to write. Like they're helping him to write something. And
you go, well, in Pacificus, Lucas also offered to Ron Howard to direct, but he refused as well.
The thing about George Lucas, when he was making Empire Strikes Back, he was in turmoil in his private life. He was getting a divorce. He was fighting against certain things, whatever. I think custody of his kids, blah 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 blah. So that's why he kind of stepped back and let Kevin Kershner take over. And I can't remember who the writer was. The writer came in and was his name? Who's the writer? The famous writer now. He's famous.
Empire.
He wrote Empire. Yeah. Kazdan.
Kazdan.
Yeah, like most of the stuff that's in that script, the stories from George Lucas, but most of the stuff's in that script, especially the Yoda stuff, comes from Lawrence Kasdan. So that's what I'm saying. He's good at making up ideas and constructing a world, but when it comes to the results, if George is in charge, he hasn't got a clue, is he?
There you go, Lawrence.
Yeah. It's a great idea, man. Made some amazing stuff, but when it comes to the execution of it, the actual the writing of the script, the dialogue, it's.
You go. Jim D says one single draft.
No, that's not true. That's not true. He wrote several drafts of, and it was still bad because again he was so successful. And such a great businessman as well that nobody would challenge him. No, you see that behind the scenes stuff of the what is it, the first prequel, whatever it was, where he was going through all the special effects of going, I like that, I don't like that, I like that, I don't like that, and everybody was like just staring at him, thinking he was gold or something.
Yes, Mr. Lucas.
Yeah, so that explains a lot, doesn't it?
I mean, it's
A New Hope, the original ending in the script is that the whole conceit that the Death Star is getting closer to the rebel base wasn't actually in the original script. It was just the Death Star was just sitting there in space, and they
Yeah.
attack it. So that whole ticking clock thing wasn't there. And then Luke does 2 or 3 different runs at trying to shoot
Yeah.
into the sport. So yeah,
Here you go, folks. Red side. Lucas got kicked out of the Director Guild for having
Yes.
flying text at the start
Yes.
of the movie.
In the
So that's a
first of the
scroll,
movie.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, so basically they want
Really?
yes. So the rules are that every film has to start off with the credits of the producer, the director, the stars,
okay.
whatever. But George Lucas said, "Fuck that! I'm having a scroll," and then they kicked him out of the Directors Guild. And so George Lucas said, "Fuck you all."
Yes,
And then he
didn't
went
he
off and
vow
made
to
him-
never work with them again?
Exactly. He didn't. So that's the thing. Look, right, you can say a lot about George Lucas. You can say that he's not a very good writer, he's not a very good director. Those things are true. But do you know what? He created something that was just truly amazing, which
Timeless.
was the first Star Wars and timeless. Yeah.
Well, we know who destroyed it. Here you go. Red side. Lucas bet everything on Empire. The millions he,
did.
had
Yeah.
made, he deserves massive credit for that. Yeah.
And he,
you know what, he's
bought
the
his house, didn't
Steve
he?
Jobs. He's the Steve Jobs of the whole thing. Like, he doesn't know all
Yeah.
the technical stuff, but he's just the guy who holds it all together and has the vision.
Mm-hmm.
And also he even admits that the films that he watched contributed to Star Wars, like all those I can't remember there's a famous Japanese director that he kind of idolized.
Murakami?
Yeah, and he, you know, the two droids was based on 2 characters in one of his films and stuff like that. So he knew what he was doing, but he was, a lot of people said he was really shy when he was directing Star Wars. You know, he was kind of, it was under a lot of stress and stuff like that, almost done him in. So I don't know. There's loads of stories behind it and stuff, but one thing's for sure, the prequels were rubbish. Special effects were good, but prequels were absolute nonsense, weren't they?
Yeah, I think it like reiterating what Echo said about if we hadn't known about the original trilogy before that film was released, I definitely don't think people would have remembered these prequels at all. I think it would have been about as memorable as that Lost in Space film that came out, that remake.
Oh yeah,
around the same sort of time. You know, no one talks about that now, do they?
Yeah, but it's paradoxically memorable for being so unmemorable.
Yeah.
I think George was concentrating too much on the business side of even when he was directing these 3 films. He was too busy wanting to break the barrier of filmmaking, you know, trying out the digital camera first and seeing how that works and stuff like that. He was too focused on that rather than the story, I think, in my opinion. But you know, he's a hero of mine anyway, so
Should have. I think at least get a decent lead actor or the child actor for the first one. God, it was awful.
whoopee. Yeah, remember that? How could you write some kid saying whoopee?
Yeah.
How
There
does that
was
work?
apparently, I mean, I haven't seen the director's commentary. I've seen a few little
Awful.
clips, but apparently there was one of the kids that was auditioned was a lot better, but he chose Jake Lloyd for some reason.
And it's cursed with the second one as well because the lead is fucking awful.
Hooligan S3 is absolutely correct. If you see that film, it's literally just the run on the Death Star, including with the shape of the you know, the what it is, bombers, the Lancaster bombers with the shape of their cockpits.
Didn't he use the footage as his kind of
he did,
sell the
placeholder.
movie? Yeah.
But that's the thing, you see, everything that you see in the 80s or anyone that's creates something and you think it's original, it never is, because even John Williams's music is based on the planets.
Yeah.
If you listen to the planets, it sounds like Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? So everybody gets something from somewhere and make it their own. And George Lucas got flash forward and made Star Wars.
The Imperial March is just pure Richard Wagner.
Yes, it is.
And the theme tune for the original Battlestar as well.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So, you know, I mean, you can't be totally original. You've got to get your influences from somewhere, you know.
Okay, I think that's it, folks.
Mr. Lucas.
Number 8, TBA. So, chat, you are wonderful. Sorry it was a bit of a downer with all the Marvel stuff.
Always is, though.
Just getting used to it by now. You know, we just got to suck it up, folks. So, Chat, you are wonderful. Appreciate you voting in the little competition for the spaceships. Venator was the winner. 4 more ships next time. So, chat, you are wonderful. I will thank the guest from the top, Emperor Kiplin.
Thank you. Well, thank you to the chat. Thank to everyone else in the panel. You're all wonderful. Great chatting with you all. Yeah, thanks again.
Sporting his super new avatar, Zee-ThreePIO.
Oh, thank you for having me on again, Brown. It's lovely to be with you once more.
Professor Artoo.
Always great to be here. Thanks, panel, and thanks, chat.
Echo Chamberlain. Thank you, my friend.
Privilege as always, gents.
Great to have you on, mate. And last but by no means least, it's Ian David Diaz. It's the Mega Geek. Cheers, Ian.
No worries, guys. No worries.
That is it. We are hopefully. Should we do Poltergeist on Saturday? We'd be up for that. Poltergeist.
Yeah,
would have been better on Halloween,
sure.
but you know.
Well,
when
that's
is
what-
Halloween, by the way?
Yesterday.
Oh, was it yesterday?
Yeah.
I don't celebrate Halloween, so
No.
you know, I don't know. I've never
Well,
said- I've
technically
never
2 days
celebrated.
ago now.
2 days ago
Oh, was
now,
it?
if you're in
Ah,
Blighty,
right.
so okay.
The Simpsons is doing their Halloween special late this year again too, so you know you're fine.
I see.
Okay, we'll give final word to Princess Fiona. Don't forget to like, share, put a chick in it, and make her gay.
And lame.
And lame. I think that is it, folks. We'll be back. We'll do a film Saturday. We'll do a film. So take care, everybody. Enjoy the next few days until we see you. Take care, everybody. Take care.